Well, again, my name is Alex. I have a Instagram and YouTube Love Sugar Show. So everyone that's watching, welcome to the show. For those who aren't familiar, we actually talked to Hamish on September 3rd of 2023. So it's been a while. Last time we did the interview, I know your Zoom name was Super Dad. So
Yes. I don't know how it's showing at the moment. I think it's, oh, I see it looks here. It just says just Hamish. That'll do.
yeah. So the first question I ask anyone is, how's everything going in your world? Not just musically, but also in your personal life as well.
So all is very good. Thank you. It's been a lot of work going into the album as well. So it's kind of nice being on the other side of that now, and very much looking forward to the point where we get to check out people's reactions to the album as well. And at present, we're just away on a bit of a holiday retreat in rural Wales right now, just enjoying some time with friends and family. So yeah, all good, all very well. Thank you.
Awesome. Is it kind of just like a little getaway to decompress or just like a hangout?
But pretty much all of the above, really. I mean, we're very busy in all assets, on facets of our life. We've all got kind of families and careers and the amount of work that we put in to the band as well. So it's nice to have a bit of a decompressed kind of time, but it's also hanging out with friends as well, and even jamming some music and just having a nice bit of special time with friends and family. It's very important.
Very, very. And you're still being a super dad as well in there.
I try. I absolutely do. So yeah, I'm very fortunate to have some amazing daughters, and yeah, so they make it easy.
Well, that's awesome. So I know last time we talked was a few years ago. How long has the album kind of like been in the works?
So pretty much from as soon as the last album was completed, I actually had a couple of riffs and ideas left over from the previous album that just at the time weren't ready for that album. And then as soon as we were kind of done concentrating on the songs that became the album Distortions, then still had stuff that I wanted to work on, and then had the idea of where we'd be looking to go next. And we'd put a lot of work into Distortions, and incredibly proud of it. But we just wanted to kind of push the contrasts even further. We wanted the fast bits to be faster, the heavy bits to be heavier, and just really just push, the different kind of personalities within our sound, and just push it that bit further. And that's very much what we look to do with the new album Projections. So the album title and the direction of what we wanted to do with the album was very much at the point of completion of the last one. So this new album has been quite a lot of time in the making. The songs have had a chance to, be written, rewritten, try different ways of doing the songs, different vocal tracks, different vocal techniques. We've been able to work on it for a long period of time, and so now the album that we present has had a hell of a lot of our passion put into it. So as I say, we're incredibly proud of it, and I'm more than a little nervous to then share it with everyone and see what people think.
I'm sure there's excitement in there too, like nervous and exciting at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's because it means as much as it does to to us, and we are as passionate about what we do as we are. So when something means that much, then yeah, you can feel a bit. Yeah, he's excited, but yeah, just a bit nervous from regards to, oh, are people thinking that we've pushed things a little too far, we're a little kind of too diverse. I don't know, but the thing that I do know for definite is that we have put so much working into it, and it is absolutely a truest representation of where we're at right now and our ambition. Exciting times.
Yeah, for sure. And I know like you talked about the title projections. Is that kind of what it means to you? Like to kind of like push the limits and see like how far you can push your talents?
Definitely. So the first album was called Reflections, and that was very intentionally a look back at the kind of musical history and our passions of before the music scene as was, and it was a real kind of celebration of that scene and past works, and then Distortions was looking to then you know mix that around and then kind of twist it a bit and push things a bit further again for what we're doing at the here and now. And then
Mhm.
Projections, the idea for that was then looking forward, looking to the future, looking at how we can reshape what we're doing and integrate more influence into what we're doing. So it was, yeah, looking at the past at the time, the present, and then looking towards the future. And so, yeah, so Projections, just trying to look ahead and just kind of looking at the visions of where to go. We've got new, very disparate kind of ideas and concepts for where we'd be looking to go next.
Mhm.
And I think that's really good and inspiring that retain all our love and passion for what we do, and we want to do more and see where we go next. And I'm very fortunate to have this amazing lineup that we've got, and yeah, I look forward to seeing what we do next time around again. It just feel like there's a lot to do, and that's a good
Right.
place to be.
For sure. It's always good to like be excited about music instead of burn out. Like, okay, we gotta put out another
Yeah.
album.
Well, and that's the thing. It is our passion. It's not written to order or recorded to order or anything like that. This is absolutely our genuine passion. So when that's driving what you do, then yeah, that's uh, that's the center of everything.
Well, I know you said on this album that you like you wanted to push yourselves, like you wanted to do like more. What
Mm.
specifically did you try new in this album that you didn't in the previous ones?
So we've got some more almost kind of thrash metal influences in here. We'll pick up the pace on some songs. We've really, with that as well, different kind of vocal styles and also then on the flip side of that too, we've got some very different, almost kind of kind of a downtrodden classic rock kind of sound on some stuff. So it's just looking to kind of really mix things up. As I say, with the fast and the heavy, the slow, the atmospheric, and then also the kind of pensive and reflective side as well. So yeah,
Hmm.
we've just incorporated a bit more, a different instrumentation as well, and adding some different sounds and flavors into what we do, which has certainly kept it interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I know there's a video that is out for anyone who wants to watch it, The Truth in My Own, which by the way, your vocals on that was killer. I saw a lot of that
Oh,
in the
thank you.
comments as well that was really praising like the vocals in that video. What was kind of like the inspiration for that video?
So with the video, it was another opportunity to work with the fantastically talented Ash Piers once again, who directed our Devils video. But whereas Devils was looking at a band kind of playing off each other and playing in the round and had quite an organic jamming kind of feel to it. With this video, we very much wanted to have everyone shot individually, have it more as a portraiture kind of shoot. So there's a bit more kind of you know focus on kind of shadows, lighting, smoke, and almost some kind of abstract imagery with some really cool techniques that Ash was doing with shooting through these like crystals to give some interesting kind of reflections and stuff. So it
Hmm.
was really wanting to go for quite a different vibe and flavor. And so when we were talking beforehand with Ash and said that, yeah, we wanted to kind of focus on everyone individually rather than having more of a band jamming kind of thing. And I think it really suits the video. I absolutely love the video. I think it's incredible and seems to be received very well. And thank you for the comments on the vocals. It's really nice to hear that. And Catherine's vocals are just really quite sublime with her harmonies in the middle of that too. So I thought it was just a good lead single as well because it's very immediate. It's a very punchy, hard hitting, almost kind of traditional heavy metal in some ways. It's a bit of a fist banging, head banging kind of track. So it just seemed very direct and a good way to introduce the new album to people.
For sure. I also love how all the vocals, like the vocals, the video, the song, like it all works together so well. So it's really great. I watched it a few times yesterday.
Awesome. Oh, amazing. Thank you very much indeed. We're so happy with how it came out. So yeah, it's great being able to have that visual medium as well as what we do with the music as well. So thank you.
For sure. So I have to ask, what was the hardest part about putting this album together?
Uh a hardest part. Um I'm trying to think was particularly kind of difficult. I think I mean at times I don't think it was so much difficult, but it was certainly just then trying to think how to make it sound different from the previous album as well. Um, I thought we had a great sound on the previous album, Distortions. So we'd been recording in between the Nave studios in Leeds with Andy Hawkins and also our own home studio set up and that. I thought we had a great result from that as well. So I think the last album sounded so good. It was then how do we make this sound slightly different? How can it be better? And so I suppose really that was maybe the kind of challenge that we were willingly walking into. I mean the inspiration and the music and working together just seemed really kind of natural and whilst there was a lot of work that went into it. It was really quite special being able to do that. So I suppose really the most difficult part was then just how to make it sound sonically different or stand apart at least from what we've done before in a way that best suited these songs that have got more depth and contrast in them. So I suppose that would probably be the closest to it. So many other aspects of the album were just seemed to come together so incredibly well. Like the artwork by Mitchell Nolte, that was just absolutely amazing. Once we were first initially speaking to him about the concepts for the album, and he sent through some concept sketches and ideas that were just all amazing, and just so many of them could have been the album cover. And then when he then worked on what became the album cover and sent it through, which is like, this is amazing. And Frank Ralph's photography, amazing. Again, it's just there are a lot of things that just it seem to just click into place. So yeah, thankfully less difficulties and um, but yeah. I,
Well,
as I
that's
said,
awesome. It sounds like things kind of went smoothly, which is really cool.
definitely. I mean, there was some, there's unfortunately there was, I mean, a serious personal tragedy within the band as well, which alongside was just quite devastating for us, and that is something that's kind of reflected within the album as well. So that was a real blow. Unfortunately, our bass player Bob, they lost his wife Mandy to cancer during recording of the album. But even kind of throughout that, his you know kind of his kind of devotion to her and also the dedication, also while still contributing to the band, I think was just absolutely remarkable. So that was, of course, a massive thing in the album.
Yeah, well, sorry to hear about the tragedy. Definitely sending thoughts and prayers. That's
Yeah,
definitely like never easy, but it's so uplifting when you see like devotion to, another person in the band. So that's awesome that, he's able to show you that.
yeah. We're very fortunate to have the relationships within the band that we have, and very very supportive of all and each other.
Mhm.
So yeah, a wonderful group of people.
For sure. And I think some of the saddest stories like how the best songs I think in bands come out of like tragedy. So it's nice that you can kind of like put that into your music.
It can be a very cathartic experience. So yeah, working through various kind of emotions and reactive feelings, and absolutely channeling that through music is can be quite a remarkable thing. And that could be kind of helpful being able to channel this kind of stuff and through a medium such as music. Definitely.
Yeah. And it's also nice, I guess, if you're going through kind of the same thing to know that you're not alone, that other people experience the same things.
Yeah. No, definitely, and that connection with people, because that's so important throughout life is the connections we have, well, with all each and each other, and so at times there's someone hears something within the work that we do when we've poured with on an emotive level, then that kind of remote connection is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's like I said, I think music is a great way to connect people together. And talking about connecting people together, I did want to ask if there were any sort of artist or album that kind of inspired this album at all.
So throughout the rec- recording of the album, we are listening to quite a lot of very kind of different things, and whilst it's still not kind of intentionally influencing the sound, the sonic aspect of the album, we're listening to a lot of English folk music, like this, and even a kind of new band like the Unthank. Well, I say new band we've been going for years now, but we've listened to a lot of Unthanks as well, with a lot of incredible vocal harmonies in there as well, and that's whilst not being an obvious direct kind of musical influence, as
Mhm.
perhaps does then reflect then how much vocal harmony we like to incorporate into our music as well. So I continue to have kind of varied tastes, and then that can help kind of influence and shape then the music that we do, which is still ultimately centered around our kind of core of epic doom metal, but we do like to look a bit broader as well.
Mhm. Well, speaking about something that, like the album itself, when listeners actually get a chance to listen to the full thing, is there something like that, any Easter eggs or anything that you put in the album that they might miss the first time? So they might have to listen to it a few times to get.
I've had a few times seeing out. I suppose maybe we're fortunate to have some incredible guest vocalists join us on a couple of tracks on the album as well. And whilst I think for the most part it's quite kind of obvious who's doing which kind of sections, there's some stuff where there's multiple voices at the same time. So potentially just listening to see who's doing what, and that's also kind of reflective of the production of the album too, and the layering of harmonies, guitar, and instrumentation as well as just then the vocals too. So
Mhm.
the music's quite dense and layered, and so listening to all of that, the orchestration within the songs, I think means it's an album that people will be able to still hear and find different different kind of layers and subtleties to it. We'll see. I have to say, I look forward to people hearing it.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely sounds like it. I mean, the like I said, from what I've heard, it sounds really great. So definitely, I think people are going to love it for sure.
Thanks. Yeah, I look forward to it.
So, when your fans or anyone who wants to listen to it, do take a listen to the experience. Do you recommend that they do it in one sitting, or maybe like, without browsing their phone, like really listen to this album?
I I, I love it if people then gave it the kind of attention I know that I would like to do with a new album. I'd still then love getting a new album, and then being able to kind of look through the artwork and read through the lyrics and you'll kind of appreciate that the first time around. But I also appreciate that it's a it's it's a hectic world when people with busy lives and stuff like that. And sometimes, people have, music as a soundtrack to things that they're doing, and that's great too. So I just think, if people get to enjoyment out of it, and however they choose to enjoy music, then that's just wonderful. We're just, in a very fortunate position where we're able to share what we do with people.
For sure. I
Yeah.
have to ask though, is there like I don't know, like a best moment to listen to the album? Like if you're working out in a gym, if you're driving, if you're just relaxing, you know?
I possibly would. Yeah, I probably want to say some kind of romantic ideal of at kind of nighttime with an open fire and maybe just the kind of stillness and peace of the night, perhaps.
All right, awesome. I do like campfires, especially if you got some marshmallows, roasting, make some s'mores.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds quite nice. Where I'm sat outside kind of right now is actually a bit of a circle where there'd be a fire pit in the middle of it. So yeah, it'd be very nice to be kind of out here with fire going and friends together. So,
Yeah, I
but I'm
like
very much in
making
holiday mode right now, so that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Again, filling out.
So what's next for the band?
So there'll be another single coming out. The album release itself. We'll be doing an album launch show at the Brudenell in Leeds, which is a great venue. Looking forward to playing there again, and then look towards playing live and enjoying some of these songs in a live setting, which is very exciting. We're already been rehearsing together and looking forward to doing these songs live. So already, as I say, I'm scribbling together concepts and ideas of where I'd like to see us moving with the next album, and just kind of carry on doing and loving what we're doing. So able to do so, and fortunate to have this way of being able to kind of indulge our passions in an increasingly wild world.
For sure.
Yes.
The world is wild. That is very true.
Oh God.
So, one last question here for you. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans, bandmates, or anyone who is interested in taking a listen to the album?
I would want to say thank you so much for taking the time and attention to check out what it is that we do. I hope you find some kind of kinship and connection. As I say, connections in this world. It's something that we kind of share and kind of unite. It's music is a very cathartic, wonderful experience, and listen to it, love it, create it, and just make sure everything that you do is true to yourself, true to your heart, and look to yourself and those around you, and just enjoy the
Hmm.
time we have here and now. And yeah, thank you all so very much.
Well, awesome. For anyone who's interested, unfortunately, you guys do have a little bit of wait until May the 29th.
May the 29th, yeah.
So you have a little bit of a wait. It sounds like another single's coming out, so that should hold you guys over.
Yeah.
Projections comes out from Profound Lore Records. I'll leave everything below so you guys have no excuse. It's really easy, just one click. You can pre-order it. Make sure to support artists. And I'll also put our last interview in so you can check that out as well.
Very nice. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute joy and a pleasure speaking to you again. And thank you for, taking the time to speak with me today. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you.